Ronaldo left Real Madrid because perhaps Real Madrid was not treating him in the same way that Barcelona was treating Messi, and PSG was perhaps treating Neymar while defining a new era. But is this the complete story? Is this the only reason that tells the full picture? In today's episode, we are going to talk about the stories or shocking facts that ultimately led to a point that no Ronaldo fan or Real Madrid fan ever wanted to imagine. The reality changed when Ronaldo hinted at it during the Champions League final, and ultimately, Ronaldo left Real Madrid. The first story is that the rift between Real Madrid and Ronaldo was increasing. The first proof of this didn't come in the aftermath of the Champions League final interview, but it was becoming evident much earlier through some reports. If you look back to January 2018, Ronaldo had scored 44 goals in the previous season. But if we talk about the start of the season, Ronaldo's performance wasn't as great. In the first 12 league games of La Liga, Ronaldo had only scored 1 goal. And if we talk about the entire first half of the season, there were only 4 goals. However, this wasn't the case in the continental competition, where he scored 9 goals in 6 group stage matches. But in domestic competition, the media wasn't leaving him alone, just because he was Cristiano Ronaldo. Some reports and close sources also stated that Ronaldo was not happy with the way the media was treating him, and Real Madrid's higher-ups were not defending him, given the fact that he is Cristiano Ronaldo and has achieved so much. So, a small drought period was understandable. Here's an interesting point. Throughout Ronaldo's journey, Zidane was the one person who always supported Ronaldo and stood by him. You could say that this wasn't the ultimate breaking point, but still, there were visible cracks forming. So, this story confirms that there was some tension between Ronaldo and Real Madrid. The second story is the popular narrative that Ronaldo was insecure or disappointed due to Messi and Neymar. Is that true? Actually, there's some truth to the story. If we talk about 2017, PSG broke the bank and signed Neymar at a very inflated price. Along with that, Neymar's salary was also very high. If you compare Ronaldo, Neymar, and Messi, stylistically and statistically, Ronaldo had achieved more. But if you compare wages, the 3 clubs followed different ideologies. For example, after Messi's renewal in November 2017, his gross salary was 70 million and his net salary was 33 million. Neymar was receiving 43 million gross and 23 million net from PSG. Meanwhile, Ronaldo's salary was 34 million gross and 16 million net. In Ronaldo's last season, he simply told Florentino Perez that given his contributions, he deserved a raise. He wanted his net salary to increase from 16 to 30 million. Reports say that at some point, talks had reached 25 million, but ultimately they didn't progress further. Some reports also suggest that Perez had told Ronaldo they could raise his salary to what he was asking for, but only if his buyout clause was significantly reduced. For example, Ronaldo's buyout clause was around $800 million. Some reports even suggest it was 1,000 million. Compare this to Messi, whose buyout clause was also extremely high at 1 million. The buyout clause exists to prevent any club from easily buying a player. However, Perez reportedly wanted to reduce Ronaldo's buyout clause so that, as Ronaldo approached 36 or 37 years of age, it would be easier for another club to buy him. Ronaldo, upon hearing this, was very upset. He felt that if they were reducing his buyout clause, it meant they no longer saw him as indisputably valuable as they once did. And that had always been the theme of the story, that Ronaldo believed Perez no longer saw him as undisputed. The third story involves tax law. It's confirmed that Ronaldo was troubled by tax issues. In May 2018, there was a meeting between Ronaldo, his agent Jorge Mendes, and lawyer Carlos Osorio. Mundo Deportivo reported that Ronaldo was furious. Ronaldo allegedly told his lawyer, "You are getting paid a lot to ensure there are no problems with my taxes. I just want to play football, and you should manage my money." Ronaldo was so troubled by the tax issues that even in the Real Madrid dressing room, players were reportedly annoyed because Ronaldo talked about nothing else. The situation escalated to the point where Zidane reportedly told the higher-ups that Ronaldo's tax issue needed to be resolved because it was distracting him. The tax issue involved 14.8 million euros, and Ronaldo was also unhappy that Real Madrid wasn't supporting him in the same way that Barcelona had supported Messi with his tax issues. If we talk about the fourth story, it's about Cristiano Ronaldo and Florentino Perez. You see, this is not a specific incident, but if you pick short bits from many incidents, you can somewhat understand the case. First of all, Cristiano Ronaldo's complaint was that Florentino Perez, no longer considers him the undisputed face of Real Madrid. The second point was that, according to many interviews and reports, when the discussion about Ronaldo's sale came up, Real Madrid viewed it in a way that Florentino Perez believed that even if Ronaldo left, it wouldn't have huge consequences. Additionally, if we talk about sources close to Jorge Mendes, reports suggest that when Jorge Mendes discussed Ronaldo's sale with Florentino Perez, the price tag Perez set was around 110 million, or close to 100 million. When Ronaldo was asked about this, it was quoted that Ronaldo said, "If they've put a price tag of 100 million on me, it means they don't value me." There were also incidents where Florentino Perez openly said that if any club came with 100 million, they would let Ronaldo go without any issue, and Real Madrid would continue moving forward. Ronaldo was troubled by this sudden change and felt that he could no longer continue with the club. Let me also tell you that Ronaldo already wanted to leave in 2017, but ultimately, he decided to stay. In 2018, when he found out that other clubs were perhaps valuing him more, particularly Juventus, he realized that his value would be greater there. With this, let's move on to the fifth story. When it was finally decided, was Juventus actually the first choice? When Juventus approached Ronaldo, their offer and Ronaldo's first preference were different. Ronaldo's first choice was obviously Manchester United, and there was no other club. But Manchester United wasn't willing to pay the money required, as they didn't have the financial power that Cristiano Ronaldo desired. The first offer wasn't from Juventus, but rather from Serie A, specifically AC Milan. Many people say that AC Milan had actually prepared a contract with a 5-year deal and a 30 million salary. But if we talk about their sporting director, he tells a completely different story. He mentioned that the existing hierarchy at that time didn't allow it because they didn't have the financial power to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. However, just 2 or 3 months later, a new hierarchy and new ownership arrived at AC Milan, and the sporting director said that if the new ownership had come at that time, today, Cristiano Ronaldo would have been an AC Milan player, and Ronaldo would have been happy with that. Many reports suggest that Cristiano Ronaldo was actually happy and interested in considering AC Milan's offer. But ultimately, when that Juventus match happened and Ronaldo saw the reception and fandom at Juventus, he decided to sign for them. When he spoke with the president and CEO of Juventus, Andrea Agnelli, they presented Ronaldo with a project, stating that their work is unfinished, winning the Juventus League. This ultimately attracted Ronaldo the most. And this is how the unthinkable, the unimaginable, and the most heartbreaking story came to an end: Cristiano Ronaldo and Real Madrid's.